at it.
What we do here is go back.
Alright guys, welcome back to another episode. So today we have the great grand pleasure of starting to prep this truck. So I just kind of want to show you guys that it's pretty much all ready. Like it's all primered up. They took care of all the body work really. They were kind enough to disassemble it. I do have to prep this up. Apparently they almost forgot that this goes on there. But I have to prep that up. Probably primer that up. But my most important today to get finished and prepped is, if you notice, see if I can get it right here. There you go, there it is. If you notice those cracks right there, all along those edges, and there's some other ones kind of around like this. So I have the great grand pleasure of having to sand that and get that all out so that when we spray up there, it doesn't just continue to crack. Typical fashion, I mean, sand it, hope for the best. You know, sand it, put some primer over it, hope for the best. But today, the goal is to get this completely prepped up. So we're gonna sand it all. I'm gonna start by sanding that up at the top with just normal dry sandpaper. Probably gonna take the sander with some heavy grit, like a 160 grit or something, and sand that down to where it's smooth, lay some primer on that, and then start wet sanding the rest of the vehicle with 400 grit. So this primer's on there pretty thick. They assured me that it's like 2 or 3 layers, so I should be able to just kind of sand this really nice and smooth and give us a good surface for our paint to stick on. Oh, and speaking of paint, I did go ahead and pick up some clear. I went and picked up a gallon of clear for this. I only picked up 1 gallon because there's still some clear over here that I can use, that I'm going to use. And actually, let me pull out some paint here. Such you guys right there. So I have some clear left over right here. Right. And then we have lots of colors of paint, so I'm just gonna go put it all up here. That way we can kind of get a good idea of what we're gonna be able to spray on here, design-wise. So I have black, I have white, of course. Alrighty. That's pretty much it. So I have all these colors here that are just kind of left over from other projects. So I obviously have the most of this violet here, and it's actually a pink. It's a really like bright poppy metallic pink. So we're gonna try to use that to kind of get a good base over the back half, you know, over the bigger part area, maybe most of the roof. And then we're gonna cut in using our other colors that we have here. So we have black, we have a dark blue pearl, a gray blue pearl, which is like almost like a swamp green. We have a white, we have a nice turquoise color. See that color? You can use that for some nice graphics. And then we have a really bright silver. So using all them colors and some reducer and some clear. And we're also going to throw some flake on it. So coming over here, and I really want to, I think I want to mix up some of this Indiglo with some of this lightning bud. That's kind of what I was looking at yesterday, and one has like a gold shine to it. One has a blue one. They're both transparent flakes, so when you mix them with the clear, they don't, it doesn't eat up the light. and you can't really see it unless the light's hitting it, which kind of makes it like a hidden ghost kind of flake, which looks really nice. But that'll be at the very end. Overall, the artwork will lay that flake nice and thick, and then we'll lay some couple coats of clear over it, let it dry, buff it, send it. But first, we have to prep it. Prep. Let me give myself a bucket of water and we'll get to, well actually, let me just hook up the sander and then I'll get a bucket of water and you guys know the deal. Alright guys, so we got it all sanded up. It's pretty freaking smooth. I tried to get all the crazy texture out from the primer. But what I'm going to do now is just take my good old masking tape, masking paper, and we're going to go ahead and get it all masked up. Get these windows covered up, get these wheels covered up, get everything nice and covered up, so that we can focus on what we're going to paint. And I got an interesting way that I think I'm going to paint this because of the way that we're going to be laying the colors and stuff. So we're going to do a little bit backwards. So yeah, once we get to the paints part, I'll kind of explain, but we're doing a little bit backwards on this one. So. Alright, we got it all taped up, man. It looks good. So I'm gonna play this a little different, right? So we only have a certain amount of certain colors, and I remember doing this before where I used like my spare colors to really kind of get a good graphics kind of thing going. And so what I'm gonna do is actually spray some of these other colors. Like I have a pretty good amount of this gray blue. I have a pretty good amount of silver. This blue violet probably not so much, but I do have a good amount of this turquoise, which I believe the turquoise, the silver, maybe some white and some black. I don't know about this swamp green, this gray blue. Maybe if we have extra space, but I want to lay all my graphics with this, and then we'll lay our very last color will be the color where we don't have graphics, so what would have been the base coat. So traditionally we would want to cover the truck completely with the base coat, and then you come back and tape up where you want graphics and then lay paint in those areas. We're going to do it backwards. So I'm going to take some of those colors, I'm going to spray them in, in a certain fashion on the car, covering certain areas. Then I'm going to come back and tape those areas off, spray some more color, do some more taping over that color, and then at the very end we'll spray the pink over any other areas that are left, that don't have paint on it yet. So anything that's still left in primer or any spots over that are over spray areas from the tape lines, we'll go ahead and spray the pink over that. So the overall color of the truck will be pink, but you know, we'll have all the color of the graphics kind of going all in there. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and I think I'm gonna start with the silver. I'm gonna lay the silver down, and then I'll kind of tape up my graphic line, and then we'll probably do some of that turquoise and then some white and make it look all pretty good, and then unmask everything at the very end, right? We'll have the pink, we'll have all the graphics unmasked and everything, and then we'll do some skulls. So anyway, let me lay down some silver and we'll get to making this truck look as cool as it sits, right? Because it has this amazing stance. It's honestly, these are, you don't see too many of these anymore, so it's gonna look pretty dope once it's all finished. So I'm excited. Let's lay some silver first. We'll tape that up and go on from there. Alright guys, so we got all the silver laid in, and all I did is make kind of like some archways here. And what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to mask off my design in silver. So I'm going to take a little bit of green tape, lay some edges, and then fill that all in with masking tape and masking paper. Get that all filled in and masked off. And then we're going to move on to another color. So in this case, I'm going to lay some of that turquoise blue that we have. Probably, you know, do something kind of going behind that and around this way, and then maybe coming across it over here. Same thing on the top and the back and the sides, so that we have some nice graphics cutting all the way through the back. And it'll also eat up realty space, so that when we spray the final pink color, the whole truck will look like it was pink. So yeah. Anyway, let's mask off our graphics, our silver graphics, and then go from there. So. Alright, so I masked off my designs. I got it all across the roof too, even one part down here in the back. So we got the nice little claw kind of all around. So now I'm going to take the next color, which is going to be this 615 B6 blue, and it's really like a turquoise. So I'm going to take this and we're going to lay down kind of one piece coming off the side here, kind of going behind this, maybe one coming down this way, and yeah. But I'm gonna take a little scuff pad. I'm gonna scuff the areas, the silver where the blue is gonna go over, to get that nice and ready for the blue to actually stick pretty good. Probably hit all the edges again with a wax and grease remover. And yeah, so anyway, let's shoot some blue on there and get the next line of graphics all ready. Alright, as you can see, we got all the blue, that turquoise color laid over, so we're going to do designs back here. We got some laid on the roof. Again, I'm just going to take a quick tack cloth, tack everything off. We're gonna tape up the blue areas that I want graphics in, and then we're gonna lay some white. So I have some white back over there, and I think I want a white, you know, kind of design, kind of going back. And then we'll tape up the white, and then we're gonna lay pink, and in all the pink areas we're gonna try to lay some skulls. Probably everything except, you know, up to here. Probably not gonna do skulls on the roof. There's gonna be graphics that'll probably be more than good, but all along the side, the roof, I mean the hood, the back, everywhere where there's pink, we're gonna try to put some skulls in there, so it's completely skulled out. Then it has the graphics going over, and hopefully it looks pretty sweet. So anyway, I'm gonna try to save you guys a time lapse. I'm gonna just movie magic, snap my fingers, and have the blue taped up, and we'll be ready to spray the white. So ready? Close your eyes. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, look at that. That was fast. Man, I need to do that more often. That movie magic, man. That saved my arms a little trouble and everything. But look, as you can see, somebody went through, masked it all off for me. So I gotta thank that person very, very much. Of course, that person would be me. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and spray some white to kind of cut across. So you see how we have the silver pattern, then we got the turquoise pattern over here. Maybe we want to lay a white pattern kind of coming this way, maybe one kind of this way, just going across. And then we'll mask that off, and that'll be the last thing before we lay the pink down. And we still have lots of area for the pink to cover and be it's pink, you know. So anyway, yeah, let me spray some white on here. We'll mask it off and finally get to the pink, and then those mighty good skulls that we all like to see. So yeah, let's spray some white and move on. Alright guys, so now I've taped up all the white. We have all the designs taped up, even across the roof there, all going across. I just kind of chose these claw type, you know, designs and incorporated them going around, overlapping, some not. And just kind of crisscrossing. And hopefully it'll look really good. You know, the colors are pretty wild. We got a really bright silver, that turquoise is pretty good, and just some regular bright white. And now I'm gonna go ahead and spray the pink base over everything, you know, give everything a nice pink base. And then in the next episode, we'll come back and do all the skulls on this, give it its nice sparkle flake, and, you know, buff her up and put her out. So anyway, thank you guys all for watching. This has kind of been like a triple multi-day kind of thing going on here. And yeah, in the next couple days we'll be able to finish it up and push it out the door. It'll look really good. It'll start and move out the door on its own force, but you get the point. As always, thank you guys for all the support, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Later.